Fetting is it? Whoa. I want you start whining back. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. You already know what we got going on. Meet me at the Sideline Miami. Meet me on Instagram, YouTube, streaming, Twitter, all of it. We got drama in Miami Dolphins land. All right, so the further we get away from Tua Tagovailoa's injury, the more they make it seem like, the more they desensitize the events of what we all saw with our eyes. Now the NFL is in full cover-up mode. What just happened within an hour ago? Both Tom Pelissero and Adam Schefter broke the news that the NFL has fired the NFLPA. So the Players Association has fired the unaffiliated neural consultant that cleared Tua to return to that game. So we already see the conspiracies and the theories that are coming back. They already said that in the Buffalo Bills game, he did not have a concussion. Then what do they go ahead and do? They fire the neural consultant that's unaffiliated with the team that cleared him to go back in the game? I don't know. Something's a smelling. Something's smelling a little fishy. We know that the NFL is big business. We know that they try to get their hands on everything. They're going to try to shut things down. They might even try to shut down this thing. You know, big bank take little bank. But whatever it is, we going to tell the truth on this channel. The national media has been saying a lot of things that have been really putting me out of place. Like, I've been really feeling some kind of way about the things I've been hearing the national media say. Ooh, that kind of rhyme. Let me say that one more time. I've been really feeling a kind of way from the things I've been hearing the national media say. They've been talking all kind of rigmarole, ignoramus talk. But let me tell you, especially that big O. Oh, Tua did not have a seizure. Tua did not have a seizure. I had a concussion before. I had a grade 2 concussion. I hit my head and I hit it on the concrete and my hands did like this. And I can see it, but I couldn't control it. My friend, what do you think that was? That was a form of a seizure, you fool. A doctor called the show, a doctor texted the show and told him that. And he want to say that the doctor doesn't know what the doctor, a neuro doctor, is talking about. Well, let me tell you, I'm a nurse. I used to work in neurology in one of the fields that I took care of. And I'm going to tell you immediately, if you go back to my live stream, I live streamed it on Instagram at Mr. Javon Charlton on Instagram. So if you go back to my live stream, when the injury happened, I said, oh no, he's having a seizure on the field. First I said tonic-clonic, then I said no, it's tonic. Because clonic is that herky-jerky movement. But tonic is when you rigidity and you freeze up. You understand? The movement that he made was a seizure. They want to say, oh, that's called fencing. Well, when you look up the definition for fencing, or what the NFL calls fencing, what do you find? They say tonic posturing. What is that? That's combining a tonic seizure and decorticate posturing. There's two types of posturing when we're talking about neurologic injuries, especially when they're trauma-induced. You have decorticate and decerebrate. Decorticate is not as severe as decerebrate. Decerebrate is more long-term permanent damage that is done. Decorticate, you can recover depending on the severity, but it still happens after severe head trauma. It is true, yes, he does have a concussion, but what's one of the symptoms of a concussion, especially when it's happening at that moment following a severe traumatic injury, a blow to the head that intense? One of the symptoms is seizures. We have different types of seizures. You have absent seizure, tonic seizure, clonic seizure, tonic-clonic seizure, and other forms. But those are just the 4 main types of seizure. You understand? So if he hit his head, yes, he got a concussion. So great, yeah, you got a concussion. But that doesn't mean that what we saw was not a seizure. He had a tonic seizure evident by decorticate posturing. That is not good, my friends. I saw it and immediately I said, Tua Tagovailoa needs to rethink his career. I think that the coaches to put him on IR, give him 4 weeks to think, because right now he's talking, when can I get back in the game? Well, clearly your bell got rung, because if you can rewatch the tape of how you got hit, and then you want to talk about getting back in the game so soon, so fast. Huh, are you crazy? Are you nuts, all? If you was my son, if you was my brother, if you was my father, if you was my anything, and you are something to me, because I am a diehard Miami Dolphins lifer. I'm a Dolphin for life. A Dolphin for life. You hear me? I'm telling you, dog. The team ain't the same without you, dog. And we finally thought we had our franchise quarterback. Miami can't win for losing. Like, we can't get a break. But your life is not worth my excitement on game day for 17 weeks out of a season. It's not. You got a wife. You got a family. You got something to think about. So all I'm saying is they should put Tua Tagovailoa on IR. So that means he's out for at least 4 weeks. And just give him time to clear up his mind, to think about life and the big picture of life. But the big news today that I want you to take away is the NFLPA and the NFL, they're doing some cover-up moves. They fired the unaffiliated neurological consultant, and that's the first of many moves that I expect to come down the pipeline. Another thing that we want to bring up, Tua was allowed to fly back with the team. Now, after such a traumatic injury, I work in the hospital. When we see something not as severe as that, we keep patients in the hospital at least for 24-hour observation. Call it ops. But I understand he's a professional athlete, and all right, money talks. You don't want to keep them there unnecessarily. And he could follow up with his private doctors, and you can have the doctors come to his house and all of this, that, the third, and the rigmarole. But you telling me he went out with about 5 minutes and 30-something seconds in the second quarter. He was cleared and ready for discharge from the hospital by the time the game was over? They ran all the tests, they did everything, and he was ready to go. Let him go back on the team plane? Stephen A. brought out a good point. He said that even if you don't have a headache or you're not feeling even, when you get on the plane to go fly, the pressure that you feel in your head. This man just had 2 traumatic injuries to his head back to back, 4 days apart, not a week apart, 4 days apart. And then he went ahead and got on the plane with the team less than 4 hours. 4 seems to be a significant number in this guy's life here. I don't know why he doesn't wear number 4 instead of number 1. He'd be like Deshaun instead of Uno. But 4 hours or less after the incident, you're on a plane, taking off, enduring that pressure, the cabin pressure that's on you. I don't know. But I feel like football is not that important. We talking about life over limb here. What can we do to save your life, my friend? You made your money from your signing bonus from you signed as a rookie. I know you might say, well, that's not all. You know, listen, dog. That's why you always got to have a backup plan. NFL stands for not for long. They don't care about you. We as the fans, we got to do something too, because we can't stop watching this thing. We're addicted. And as long as we watch, as long as we support, as long as we pay our monies to get into these stadiums, they're going to keep selling these games. They don't care about safety. They're never going to turn the NFL into a flag football league. So this is something we got to get used to. Every time someone steps between those lines, each of those 11 players, that's the sad reality of something they have to face. Now you have a lot of people that's, oh, don't just be against the NFL. Oh, don't be against it. They followed the right protocols. That's just something we got to do. Yes, Tua needs to learn to get rid of the ball a lot sooner. Because as I said in the live stream, the whole left side of the field was open. He had I believe it was the fullback, number 30. I thought it was 81 at first, Durham Smythe, the tight end. But when I rewatched the tape, It looked like number 30, Alex Ingold. He had him in the flat as a check down. I don't know they could keep calling him check down too. So then why he didn't take the check down? That he was looking for the deep pass. And even if he wanted to run, that whole left side, he had two blockers in front of him, and the whole left side was open. He could have ran it up, stayed close to the out of bounds line. If someone coming up to tackle him, just step it out of bounds. Safe play. You would have got yards. You would have got the first down. You wouldn't even have to risk it. Instead, not knowing where he was on the field, instead of going to the left, because he was already on the left, he started rolling to the right. And when he rolled to the right, what did he roll? Right into Tupou, who was taking up place for DJ Reader. So he making plays. He like, dang, I made a play. I'm in the game. I got to make a play so they can make me stay in the game, or I could prove my worth. So he just trying to do his thing. He wasn't doing that on purpose. You should see him after the game like he was going to cry. Imagine that man did that to another man in front of everybody, and that could end his life. That could end his career. He could potentially not walk again. He could die. But back to what I'm saying about the hospital. Level 1 trauma, and they let him out less than 4 hours. No observation. Like, how do you check to say, like, okay, maybe he can develop a brain bleed, a slow bleed, like a slow leak in the tire almost. Why not observe him for 24 to 48 hours? Then you got those that say, oh, Sunday, yes, it could have been his back. Yeah, it could have been his back, but it also was his head. We all saw his head hit. He shaking his head. He holding his head, and he got up, stumbling like what they call it, a punch-drunk fighter. But check this out. There is no tangible way to measure concussions. There is no tool that you can use. Oh, yep, he has a 20% concussion, second degree There is no tangible way to measure a concussion right as it's happening. It's something that you can measure over time, after observation, after waiting, after monitoring signs and symptoms. So for those people that say, well, you weren't there, you're just a Twitter doctor, listen, we know what we saw, number one. People in the medical field who deal with these things for a living, as a way of life. We know what we saw, and you ain't gonna tell us anything different. So from a matter of taking it from a cautious, a safe approach, don't care how much money you got. The safe approach will be to be on the side, err on the side of caution. Like the tape, I'm driving the street of Hollywood today, and I'm seeing a lot of caution tape by the police all up and down the street. So I don't appreciate people who say that, because you don't know. The only way he gonna know is if, well, years down the line, something happened, or if he go to sleep and just don't wake up. We don't want to put anybody's life at jeopardy. But, tie back in conclusion, just know the NFLPA has fired the unaffiliated neuro consultant that is cleared to get back in the game Sunday against the Bills. Now, they said they checked him every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up into that Thursday game. And the Dolphins, a lot of fishy stuff is going on, and I hope it gets uncovered. The Dolphins are my team, but this is serious. This is beyond football now. The Dolphins activated their third-string quarterback before the game, so they had 3 quarterbacks coming into that game active. Why? Tua's healthy, you got your backup. Why you activated the third-string quarterback? That means his back couldn't have been that good. Even if you say it was his back, it's a short week. Hold him out. Let him come back against the Jets. Basically, that's a layup game, easy game. Let him come back. Let him get his rest. Until then, we play the difference. I know we want to see Burrow versus Viola. Last time they were on the field was LSU versus Alabama. They went to a high-scoring affair. It ended at the last minute. But this is somebody's life. Forget the storyline. Forget everything like that. You understand? Come on, man. Y'all know what y'all need to do, man. Meet me at the Sideline Miami. We talking everything Miami Dolphins, Miami sports. But while the football season is going on, it's primarily Miami Dolphins. We see that the Miami Heat had media day in this week, and Jimmy Butler with his dreads down the thing, causing a lot of controversy, but we won't even get into that on this video. So in conclusion, what do y'all think? Should Tua keep playing? Should Tua sit out a few weeks before he decides to keep playing? Should the Dolphins fire somebody? Should the NFL have fired that unaffiliated neurological consultant? Is this all a big cover-up scheme? What is the future of the NFL? You tell me, and you already know what to do as we do it in Meet Me at the Sideline Miami. Whenever they go to commercial, we party. So because we getting ready to go to our own commercial, you already know what we about to do. We about to party. We about to party. Hey. My dirty ways. Y'all know I can sing? I can sing a little bit. I'm gonna sing for y'all. You want me to sing for y'all? Cause I've been drinking all night in the moonlight. What song you want me to sing? I'll sing it next. No apologies for my behavior, dog. All right, it's Mr. Javon Charlton signing out.